The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
What is up, everybody? This is finally Friday. What's up? Hey, how's it going? I'm your host, the Appalachian American. We're gonna have some fun tonight. I got some stuff to talk about. We got two people in the one person in the chat. That is Justin. He says, "Yay, men." That sounds strange, but okay. What's up, Justin? How you doing, buddy? There's a link in your email if you'd like to come on and say hello. But last but not least, for this wonderful evening, I guess, is my buddy David.
G'day, friends and fans. Air conditioners and other cool units. Welcome to another War Room. There is a lot going on and a lot of myths to be busted, so stay tuned.
Yeah. My son's here. He says hello. Anyway,
Hello, Appalachian Junior.
Appalachian Junior.
Appalachian
my
Junior.
bear.
David, you got a haircut, man. Your ears look lower.
Yeah.
Nice. Nicey. I am Justin, man. It's been a long time. I'm not in my office anymore. I have a corner in my dining room. So, yay.
Nicey, ricey.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we got a lot going on to, there's been a lot going on in here recently. What? Yes.
Foreign bearded man.
There's a lot, dude. There's a lot to talk about. A whole lot of Jeffrey Epstein stuff that we can discuss. And just, there's a lot going on right now.
I think with the Epstein case, a lot of low IQ people have seized onto myths about the Jeffrey Epstein case.
Yeah.
And I really hope that Congress can clear the way, because we know the court sealed the documents. We know the courts released some of the documents, but they won't release the rest.
Anime Night. What is up?
Hey, what's up,
G'day,
guys?
Anime Night.
I just had to go get my food real quick because I heard the timer ding from the air fryer, so I had to go get that real quick.
What you eating on?
Pizza rolls.
Nice. Yo, that's good. I mean,
I got cola and pizza rolls. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Here you go.
what's a,
Pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls.
please tell me you've seen Super Troopers.
Good food. Yeah.
Yes.
Please tell me.
I have.
All right. He says, what's a liter of cola? It's Frederick. Give me some freaking cola for a break of teeth.
Speaking of cola, have you heard the latest about Coke?
No,
Yes,
man.
I have. I'm very excited.
Coke
I'm
is
very
my
excited.
poison. Coke is my poison, man. Like I absolutely. Justin says, "Yeah, diabetes."
But
Yo,
mate,
dude, like I love Coca-Cola, but I have not touched it in a year, a little over a year.
yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm not.
Trump has, well, not Trump so much, but what's his name?
Trump. What are you talking about?
Robert Kennedy.
Oh,
He's got
RFK.
he got them to use cane sugar.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Trump made a call on his behalf and asked this Coke CEO if he was going to do it or not, and he got a yes.
I had diabetes was during Myrtle Beach, no regrets.
But it is wonderful news, though. And it's like, because Pepsi's looking at this and they're like,
yeah,
hey, let's get in on this too. They were more than willing. Have you noticed that? They're like, sign us. Where do we sign?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, dude.
But
I'm
it's
not
a
trying
good
to.
thing, though,
I'm
because
not trying to talk bad about anything. Like, this is America. You choose to eat what you want to eat. But after being this last year of like really focusing on what I'm eating and what I'm putting in my body, I don't look at that stuff the same.
yeah,
That stuff is poison, unfortunately. So, dude, I'm telling you, chocolate is such a drug.
yeah.
Because I was standing in a checkout line the other day, and they pack all the Reese's, they pack all the good stuff right there on the checkout counter, just begging you, pick me up, pick me up, pick me up. And I don't know how you guys do, but for me, man, I see it, and I'm just like, no, I got to use willpower. And I don't buy it, I don't get it, but I'm just saying, like, it's there. I think now I've never smoked. I've never been a smoker.
Yeah,
exactly, dude. I couldn't do that.
No, just buy yourself a bag of this, and you're fine. That way at home, oh wait, I have candy at the house. So
yeah, but see, like, I don't like, even if I know that I do have some in the house, but I don't, like, it's hidden away in the pantry, and I don't touch it. So I don't want nothing to do with it, man. It's poison. Stuff rots your brain, and it does, dude. It takes control of you. Like my mom, dude, she gets so like, oh, chocolate. She said it speaks to her. I'm like, dang. I like I was about to say, I've never smoked, but I can imagine I get what people that trying to quit smoking, they get the urge to get a cigarette and stuff. I imagine that's whenever, like, I'm in the checkout line and I see a good big old chocolate candy bar, and I'm like, I miss the flavor. I miss the way that tastes. And then it's like, no, I don't need it. I don't need it. I feel like SpongeBob in that episode where he doesn't need the air, doesn't need the water. He's like, I don't need it.
I need it.
I need it.
Look, they wouldn't have put cigarettes at the counter if people didn't impulse buy. They wouldn't put candy at the counter if people didn't buy it.
They wouldn't put topless. They wouldn't put topless anime figures if people didn't buy. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
Anime night. There's a whole group of yahoos on X right now. You've seen the post from Shiny, right? Mm-hmm. Have you seen how many of these idiots, what they say and what they think? Mm-hmm. They think anime is they think they blur the lines between anime, hentai, and all the stuff. If you look at Japanese law, everything they say is already outlawed. If you look at America, everything they say is but they want to ban these games, saying that it leads to, and it's like, these people are absolute paranoid and delusional. But see, this is like the argument with chocolate and sugar. These people just they get an argument, right? And they start meddling in your life. And they get you to cut down on sugar and fat, and you do. You start to get healthy. But then they run out of causes. So they're now making up stuff, they're creating. They want to ban sex robots because it'll lead to what? It's like the guns and video games argument,
Yeah, we want to make you lose weight because chocolate's going to pop out of the wrapper with a baseball bat and beat you down. Silly.
Big chocolate never forced
anybody to buy a good one right there.
Yeah.
Okay, but they knew it was addictive.
Yeah, dude. Sugar is Sugar is a very addictive substance.
Yeah. But governments, I forget exactly when, but in the 1800s, governments were basically looking for a way to pep their soldiers, right? And that's and they went back to an ancient, I think it was an ancient Roman practice. I think Romans used to be paid in salt, but they would use it to buy honey. And so I think it was the British Navy. They had them chewing sugar cane, to see if that worked. Anything to basically get more out of people, increase production without increasing, reward.
Yeah.
But it's reached a point now where society's got this dark, manipulative, maniacal movement known as feminism trying to ruin everybody's life, whether it's sugar, sex, drugs, which is an irony because they're the same people pushing all this LGBTQ stuff on the kids.
And watch how fast they fold when that gets brought up. Watch how fast they fold. They get all defensive. Now they're defensive. What? Because they hate it when we challenge them. They hate that. And that's why I've been encouraging. That's why I've been encouraging our friends, keep challenging these people. Watch them fold like an accordion. Watch them like an accordion when you challenge them.
Yeah, but some of them come back and say, "We're just trying to make the world a better place."
The world's a better place until your bitch ass came in.
Yeah,
language.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But still, driving the point though.
One lady said, "If this keeps up, I'm going to leave." And I said, "Please, please, please do. Go. There's a door. There's a door. Go and live in Mexico." Oh, wait. And then I posted the article about the Mexicans attacking migrants. She fumed and blocked me, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But
so, let's see.
I think I know what Trump is doing with all the with all this Epstein stuff. Here's my take.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Trump knows what he's doing because let's look at it like this. Everybody knows everybody knows that Trump and Epstein did meet and everything. That's all known.
Yeah, but he met a lot of people.
Yeah, he met a lot of people, but it is also true that he did kick him out of Mar-a-Lago because he really saw for what he was. It's like, nah, I can't have this man in here. Nope,
he's on a 16-year-old kid. Yeah, you're out of here.
Gone, like gone. I would do the same thing. The fact of the matter is now now Trump is playing the game where the Democrats are calling for the release. When go back a few years, they were like trying to
presidency. The cover-up goes back to the Obama presidency, and the cover-up isn't so much just the administration. Okay, Trump is fighting the courts. Now, the federal court won't release the documents. They control the documents. The DOJ can only request the documents. People aren't reading the language and don't understand the law, okay? All these people who are screaming about injustice for the victims of Epstein. There's the phone. Make your phone call. Go call the DOJ and give them all the evidence you got. Because I'm telling you right now, nobody came forth when there were ads all across Florida asking for Epstein victims. Only 6 people came forward.
Exactly.
And what those 6 people
if you think about it,
they sued Epstein. Most of them refused to testify in court, and those who did had also sued Epstein. And some of the court transcripts were released. Here's the problem. They're not sensational, okay? People have made up stuff in their mind about Epstein. They want this huge pedophile ring, and they want all these world leaders in a cabal worshipping Satan. and blood dripping from the altar. This is the problem with the majority of people out there. They're just so fascinated with this case, they're making stuff up. And I keep saying to people, you got evidence on Epstein? There's the phone. There's the phone.
But it does go deep. It does go deeper because it when you really look at
I'm not saying it doesn't, but I'm saying people are making stuff up, and that ruins the court case. You cannot bring a court case. Epstein, how many motions did he file for anybody else, right? You've heard murderers and all this, and they would say, oh, free speech, the justice system. But when it comes to Epstein, all of a sudden they forget all about the justice system and about fair trials and just run at the mouth 24/7 about stuff that's made up. Epstein walks into court and says, here's all the stuff they made up about me. Can I get a fair jury? Can I get a fair hearing?
Yep.
and also, here's a bigger bombshell for you, David. I don't know if you noticed or not.
Yeah.
The whole Israel thing is quiet. Have you noticed how quiet that got? And then on top of that,
because
guess what? They got pissed off with the with Epstein being a Mossad. Which, well, did you see how they react? Everybody knows when you react like that, you're hiding something. You're hiding something.
Think about Israeli intelligence. It's a separate entity unto itself. Other than Netanyahu and I think 3 other figures, the rest of Israel, the rest of the Israeli government has no rights. Okay? They cannot look at Mossad. They cannot talk to Mossad. They cannot legislate against Mossad. They cannot do anything to Mossad. Mossad is the Israeli state, and people know this.
Yep, and there's and
Netanyahu, a couple of generals, and Mossad run Israel. Everybody knows it. Nobody wants to talk about
it. And guess who else is a Mossad agent?
Who?
Kash Patel's girlfriend. Look how quiet. Look what happened when you put her in. Look what happened.
No way. Are you serious?
Well, they're talking about.
Remember they were talking about. They were talking about Israel and everything and all this and that. Look how quiet he got when
I thought you were going to say Starmer's wife because she went
that
white
too.
As
that too. You could make the case.
Crazy.
You can't hide those reactions. Okay, she went.
What do you think a honeypot is?
That's what the honeypot is. It's getting Mossad agents into government around the world.
And but guess what? There's a bigger one out there.
Epstein Island was a training ground and an introduction center. Most of these girls were legal age. That's why these cases are so hard to prosecute.
Also, it's no secret, and I still criticize this man to this day.
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro, I know for a fact he's an Israeli operative. I know for a fact. Look at all the conversations that he has with all the people. Watch his responses.
Breitbart. All you have to do is look at his missing years between when he left Breitbart and when he went out on his own. That's when he did Israeli service. Now, the only way you could do Israeli service without a record is Mossad.
Exactly.
Foreign service.
That's how far that's how far deep this goes. And remember, Eric Swallowswell, he had that Chinese girlfriend.
Fang.
Yep. It's like that, but you just put Kash Patel in there and his girlfriend, and you get the same thing.
Yeah.
That's why they were so quiet. That's why all the conservative pundits and everybody was real quiet about about Israel and everything. Did you see how fast? Did you see how fast they got quiet? Did you see how fast they got quiet? They're like, "Oh, we can't do this." And then Kash Patel input the girlfriend, and then boom.
Why is Barack Obama trending right now?
Barack Obama is.
Hold on.
Oh.
I was going to get to that. Now, Barack Obama came out with a statement.
Barack Obama came out with Michael Obama's hand up his rear end.
Yeah. Came out and said, every man
That's the
needs
joke.
a gay best friend. And I replied, Barry, nobody wants to be your friend. Okay, stop asking.
Yeah.
I think I blew away Appalachian Americans' mind with that bombshell right there.
Yeah.
Because it's funny how you pay. It's funny what happens when you really pay attention. It's funny what happens when you really pay attention. However, also when you really think about it, if they were to release the files, let's speak here.
Well, the request has been made.
It would destroy everything. It would destroy everything.
Yeah.
And it also would. Everyone would be hurt. Like everybody, economically, politically, socially, everyone would be hurt. And how much you want to bet that there's going to be false accusations? Yeah. How many of those are false accusations?
Look, Jeffrey Epstein created such a web of entanglement, and this is not the first time. Go back to the 70s. Okay, there was big allegations all throughout the 70s against certain people who never were prosecuted, were never found guilty of a crime, right? And they were always accused of being, satanic rituals and all this stuff. Now, only one of them has turned out to be true, and that was, what's his name? Jimmy Savile. That turned out to be true. And then Gary Glitter was exposed, and I forget the name of the third person. But all the other names that came up weren't true. But to this day, a lot of people still believe it's true. And the courts are saying the reason why we don't release these documents is because even there are innocent people in these cases, some of them witnesses, and people have seized on the names, right? But they don't seize on Bill Clinton going 27 times. They don't look at the fact that you can go
Bill Gates boy is
okay.
It's actually not. It's actually not
yes,
a list. Actually, what it really is, and it's actually the blackmail. Because remember, it's not like you're gonna. It's not like a person's gonna have a list. It's gonna have a list and leave it lying around. You would have to have a blackmail thing. Like, okay, let's see. I blackmailed Appalachian American. I blackmailed Leif. I blackmailed David. And a few other people here and there. Good luck finding that, because I guarantee that some of the stuff that was really there. How long do you think it took for the Democrats to destroy the original evidence and put new stuff and put fabricated stuff in?
Comey. He's saying that they wrote up under Obama, Comey. James Comey's daughter, okay, when he's talking about Comey...
I'm sorry, but I'm still laughing at that.
Was the FBI agent in charge of the case, and she wrote up the report.
And look what happened. Like father, like daughter.
Yeah.
Can't make it up, people. Cannot make this up.
But the thing is...
And also notice that Comey never got pardoned. He never got pardoned, so guess what? That's why they're going after him. They look and they're like, oh, this guy didn't get pardoned, because guess what? Even if he did, because when you really think about it, there's a rumor going around of this thing called the auto pen. I know we mentioned it and everything.
Dude, yes. I was just getting ready to ask you about that. If anybody else heard about this.
Apparently, they're looking into pressing charges against Fauci.
Good.
Because what if those rapid pardons, was it really Biden or was it the auto pen?
Well, that
And
was the
there was
question.
there was like a hearing. I forget who it was.
Yeah.
And guess what? This gentleman plead the fifth on every single question, and that should tell you everything.
There was one. One was Joe Biden's doctor, and the other one was Kamala's. I mean, was it Kamala's
chief of
assistant
staff?
or Jill's
No,
assistant?
I think it was the chief of staff. I think it was him.
Yeah, but he
It was
also
somebody
acted as
important.
assistant to both Kamala and Jill. He was like wearing many hats.
Yeah, and get this, it's like,
he
can you confirm that?
Is look at how he went right as a ghost when asked, was Biden lying when he said he didn't name names? He just said, draw up a list of categories for pardons. That Biden never named names. That means he never consented to individuals getting pardons. He just said, draw me up a list. And they went and pardoned everybody.
Exactly.
And then they told, and then Biden later said, oh, I told the New York Times, I told them to draw up the list. And then I said, it's okay to use the auto pen. But they asked him, and he never answered, yes, but did you give them the list of names? And he just said, no, I just approved the use of the auto pen. Boom, you sunk. That was not presidential pardon. That was, backroom deals. I don't know who they're going to prosecute, though, but it does look like chief of staff is going like Nixon's chief of staff should have been the one prosecuted. It was Nixon who did all those things. It was Nixon's chief of staff, and Nixon's chief of staff.
It was Biden's former aide. It was Biden's former aide. He pled the fifth on every single question.
Yeah, he
about
did.
Biden's health,
everything. Yep.
And that told me all I needed to know. That told me all I needed to know, because that's
the look at his face the moment he was asked about the pardons. Who drew up?
He looked like he was about to have a heart attack in real time. No, I wished it. Keep in mind, for the record, we did not wish it.
I spoke to Joe. He has a bad, nasty habit of telling the truth when it's inconvenient for us.
Hey, speaking of people who've had a heart attack, metaphorically, figuratively, whatever. What do you guys think about the Coldplay incident?
That was an idiotic move.
I think that was a setup. They really.
Yeah.
Hey, guess who
watch this. Watch this clip. It's really funny. This is a different one, but they're making fun of it. Hold on, not this one.
Oh, I love it.
Just a second. Hold on. Kiss cam. Wait for it. Hold on. Right here.
How did you get rich? Well, my husband went to Coldplay.
That's too funny. Oh man, the memes that are coming off of that's hysterical. Like these people, they were like show the freeze frame of when he realized it, and it was like when you realize your money's like partially gone now.
Yeah, when you realize that half your money's gone now, yeah.
And also, and also they apparently the person who provided the tickets got fired, and it's like, what does that tell you?
That was set up.
Okay, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, that I can laugh at. That is funny right there. As much as I don't like Hillary Clinton, that is actually pretty funny.
Oh, there's something about the Epstein case that's really bizarre that came out, and I forgot to mention it.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that?
Guess who visited? Remember they were talking about Prince Andrew getting a mysterious visitor, and everybody assumed it was a girl, right? Guess who it turned out to be? Ghislaine
Hillary
Maxwell.
Clinton.
Oh, really?
Ghislaine Maxwell
Ooh.
was the mysterious, quote unquote, girl who was visiting Andrew.
But it's also it's also so bizarre that everybody's getting angry that Republicans are blocked Ghislaine from testifying. But when you really look at what the Democrats did. They were pushing for it. Ain't it a bit too convenient that the Democrats with everything they feared Trump
Since
coming in and everything.
They could have held hearings since 2008, and now they suddenly want hearings after
Everything they went through
about polluting the airwaves, so to speak, with all their lies and all their conspiracies. Okay,
I will tie it one further. I'll tie you one further.
Somebody will deny something. You'll have a dozen tinfoil hat morons on Facebook going, "They're admitting the truth by denying."
But I will tie this a bit further, David.
Yeah.
This ties into the Diddy case. This ties in right into that because guess what? He's walking free now and everybody's up in arms. But when you step back a minute, it's like, ain't the timing a bit too convenient?
Diddy case, again, Maureen Comey, again in New York. Again, a juror comes and says, oh, they're overcharging him. Diddy was a case of a poison pill in the jury room, telling everybody he's been persecuted because he's black. They're overcharging him. This is
meanwhile, they overcharge me and an Appalachian American on rent and everything.
Yeah.
On taxes.
Where's our relief fund at? Corporations, where's our relief fund? You're overcharging us.
Relief fund. Anybody remember the food relief fund under Biden for COVID?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that.
$250 million. Kash Patel has arrested 70 people on the pandemic nutrition program as theft. 70 indicted. 34 have pled guilty. This is one of the worst cases of fraud in Minnesota's history. Feeding Our Future fraud was a fraud scheme to basically the conspirators falsely claimed serving meals during the pandemic when instead they're actually having private parties. Now, California and other states are now shaking in their boots because we know this also took place in other states. And guess what? In California, Diddy and a lot of his mates put in for that COVID money. But some of them
also in a more it is bizarre when you look at it, but also get this, Appalachian. This is gonna make you laugh. Kareem Jean-Pierre is being called to testify. She's being called to testify before House investigators. And it's about President Biden, former President Biden, cognitive decline and auto pen abuse. Well, guess what? I wonder how fast they're running for the hills on this one. Because remember, even though they're the White House press secretary, they still get direct line with the president. So there's a lot going on because remember, there's the chief of staff and everybody else. The White House press secretary is also present in these things. So she has to have known all this was going on. And I jump for joy because you know what? It's good. I can't wait to see her crack on that stand.
This is Tulsi Gabbard has called Jean, and it's not just about the there's one for the COVID response, there's one for the what you were saying about Biden's health and decline and the cover up, but guess what the third one is? goes for the Obama administration manufacturing intelligence in 2016 that the Russian collusion hoax interference initiative was cooked up by officials at the highest level of government, according to Tulsi Gabbard. And Jean may be be called as a witness to testify before the National Intelligence Committee. That
Also, go ahead.
Okay, the declassification got a hold of the presidential daily brief, right? Came from Homeland Security. Not once was there any proof that Russia or criminal actors impacted the elections. This was apparently read by Jean-Claude Pierre to James Comey, Barack Obama, and the Attorney General Loretta Lynch. She apparently read this to them, that there was no Russian interference. And Comey was not happy.
There's also something that got passed late last night. Ever heard of the Genius Act?
Yeah.
Apparently, there's more to it than meets the eye. Because apparently, they're also it's a Trojan horse for CBDC as well, and it's crypto. It's the crypto thing, and guess what? They tried. Mike Johnson. I hope I'm saying his name right. He made a deal to keep the amendment to like put a block on that CBDC one, but
here's the poison pill part that caught the Democrats off guard. The bill has stringent standards for reserves, audits, and transparencies for issuers of currency and financial instruments, such as financial stability risks and consumer protection. Who was one of the biggest backers of the Democrat Party? FTX. And he was putting out all these warnings about cryptocurrency and fraud and all these things. I think FTX was set up. I think Trump now knows this. And I think this Genius Act was written from notes from FTX about how even the most stable of cryptocurrencies overnight can be turned into weapons if the infrastructure is controlled by bad actors.
And exactly. Also, real quick, CBDC, what we're talking about, it's the central bank digital currencies. Yes. That's what it is.
I did see that they voted on that and voted to not do it.
They shoved it in there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. They had to make it a law so that in the future they can't basically claim Bitcoin as a federal currency and just absorb it like FDR did with gold. Was it FDR or before FDR?
I think it was FDR, one of the two. But
basically,
here's
they're trying
the thing,
to stop a federal seizure from happening again.
And what's scary is that what's so scary is that they can the government can track your transactions, freeze your bank account, and everything with one click.
As a sign of good faith, he has allowed a type of cryptocurrency to be issued and backed by the federal government because it'll make federal transactions easier between, and that makes sense. If you're issuing tens of thousands of credits to federal agencies, you don't need the money printed to only have it 6 months later all basically go from one side of the treasury to the other, and then in 6 months later get destroyed because it's never issued, right? All those federal notes are a waste of time and money. It basically gets rid of all the paper that's generated every day.
And also, when you look at it and think about it like this, David.
Yeah.
the Senate doesn't have the 60 votes to ban the central banking
No, that's
digital
what they
currency.
said. They can't stop them from making their own, but they can stop them from seizing that which exists. So they can't seize
If
Bitcoin.
anything, this bill should wake everybody up, even Trump. I'm like, don't sign it.
I'm not sure if it's Chuck Grassley or one of the others. He said this really hurt the Democrats hard. They are fuming. And again, it comes down to the bill's mandating of strict standards for reserves and audits and transparency for issuers of currency and federal what's it called? It's federal instruments such as bonds. So remember, the Democrats are so used to skimming off the top for the federal issue of currency. When the Fed issues currency rights, it has to be distributed through banks, and they decide who gets it distributed through. Well, now it's just basically, the Fed has to treat them all equally. And if any bank isn't transparent about what it does with the federal funds, they're no longer FDIC guaranteed. Because they're not, so they have to, and their audits are more frequent and public disclosed. So they can't go loaning to their mates and then bury it for 4 years because the paperwork is out within 6 months. Remember, Silicon Valley Bank doing all those loans to start, Facebook and Google and all these companies, Metaverse and all these. And then Meta goes, oh, look, we just lost $78 billion. Doesn't matter, we just write it off taxes. Can't do that anymore. Borrow federal funds and just go, oh, look, it's interest-free. Oh, we don't pay it back. We just go bankrupt. And no disclosure on how it's spent. No, the Genius Act is a genius act, but it's not for what people think it is. It's not just because they're establishing a US stablecoin. It's the underlying act of transparency and audits that has everybody fuming.
And don't forget, it's also from digital cash to digital trash. And
yeah,
we're teetering close to a digital currency. We're teetering very close.
Yeah,
and that's what worries me. This should scare everyone.
Allows the issuance of federal currency. Okay, so that basically will now take 60 votes to basically get rid of money. It's not perfect, but it's better than basically allowing Congress to just turn around one day and say, oh, we're not issuing cash anymore. No, they can't do that.
Also, but with that said, though, however, there is some more news. Apparently, last night, at 2:30 in the morning, the Senate voted 51-48 to defund NPR and PBS.
Yay!
You mean Elmo can't tell us any more about gender inequality? Oh no! What will all the tinfoil hat people watch now? Oh, there's plenty of YouTube and TikTok.
Oh, and get this and Chuckle Boy Schumer literally went on the Senate floor.
Guess what happened?
Claiming
1 minute later, after that act was passed, Colbert was fired 1 minute after the act was passed. Guess why? His show was costing the company $250 million a month, apparently.
Jeez. To not be funny.
Just think, guys. Let that sink in, guys. They're paying Stephen Colbert $250 million to not be funny.
Yeah.
Shoot, sign me up. I will.
Yeah, they can pay me. They can pay me a lot less, and I'll be real funny.
I'll do Colbert's job for 25. I'll be modest. 25.
Here's the sad reality. David Letterman.
Oh, hi, Seth is my co-writer.
Jay Leno.
Thank you.
I think for 25 million a month, I can afford to hire a few friends.
Yes. Here's the
25 million a month,
Yeah,
right.
The show is costing millions per month.
bro. Oh my
Sign me up.
Yes, dude, we're doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah, come on. We'll take Coben's job for 25 million a month.
Oh my god,
Man, you would be set for life.
yes,
Be
with
like,
good
what?
investments, you could handle. You'd be okay.
No, but apparently that's the problem.
Apple's should be like, what rent? What mortgage?
Colbert has been bleeding money.
What student tuition fees?
Mine's paid for. Thank goodness.
Yeah. But so Colbert loses his job because not only is he not funny and his ratings in the toilet, but apparently, you know that COVID, remember that COVID stunt he did with the singing needles?
Yes.
He paid for that he paid for that. It wasn't sponsored by Pfizer. It was paid for by Colbert.
It's not funny at all.
Is that legal, David? David, is that legal?
No. He's been spending a fortune on his show. Nobody's allowed to touch the studio. He has all these people on staff. He has all these people flying across the country to do appearances. It's costing the company a fortune because they're hiring private jets to fly in guests.
I feel bad for the drummer, like the co-host. He no longer has the co-host.
5-star hotels for a week just to appear in 1 hour on his show.
Is the co-host still there, or is it just him?
Oh, the co-host has been on leave and still collecting a paycheck. Sign me up, says Anime Night.
Yeah.
Okay, now the third.
Yeah, they would fire. Yeah, they would fire us if we did that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we get in trouble.
Yeah. Now, the third act, which is I think they were passed out of order. The third act that Trump introduced was the AI Act, and it was passed first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the AI Act, which has AI, and now all the CEOs are panicking, and so are all these law firms. You know why?
I don't know.
Digital lawyers, bro. Digital lawyers.
Oh.
Yeah, the white-collar workforce is the first to go, according to Mike Rove. This allows for AI workers to fill in tech support, legal work. They're racing to create Grok 5, which Grok 4 is okay. There's going to be different versions of Grok. Sorry, Anime Night. The Hugo Boss version of Grok is not coming out.
Oh, darn it!
But they do have the anime up, but they have replaced him with an anime with an anime girl.
You see my brain moving in my head, but I'm like, ooh, the things I can do.
Yeah,
I could probably get my character avatar a room with that and be happy.
Yeah. All right, so Grok is going for the avatar. So you've got Grok 4, which is going for the anime avatar market, which is $1 billion industry on its own. All right, so Grok 5, it looks like it's going for the tech support. You know, instead of being only Indians, it's going to be your perfect, you know, whatever language speaking AI is going to guide you through how to reboot your router and reset your passwords and all those things, you know, the step-by-step processes. And then Grok 6 looks like being an AI lawyer. So instead of dialing 1-800 call a lawyer, you just go to Grok and say, I have legal troubles, and I'll give you the step-by-step of what to say in court. And again, you know how big the legal industry is in the United States alone, right?
No.
15% of your GDP, bro. I think it's that
Damn.
high. Yeah. You imagine all those lawyers are now shitting their pants now that they realize that AI is going for their jobs, and Elon Musk is at the leading edge of AI. And now you know why all these vote blue mobs like Oracle and that are racing to Trump's side. Yeah, I want a slice of that multi-billion-dollar industry. Thank you very much. Democrats? Bus. Trump isn't blackmailing people. He's making deals. And this is really what's cooking Democrats' brains is they can't. So what do? How are they going to counter Trump? Bring on the commies. And seize all the private property. Now, why Trump and Elon had a falling out? It's quite easy. I think Elon tried to be sneaky. I think he, under the guise of wanting to cut the deficit, he wanted to keep his electric car business going for another year. The fact is, China has sunk Tesla, and BYD is copying Tesla, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Tesla made a huge mistake by going to China, first in, and they're going to be the first out. You know, they're going to be the first to go. You know, the biggest always collapse the hardest.
That they do, unfortunately.
But I think Elon has already accounted for this, which is why he's got other projects and concentrating on Starlink. I think he always knew Tesla was a limited market, limited run product. And I think, and they've actually forced him not to sell his shares, which tells you that he's, you know, they're blocking him on that. But, you know, that's California for you. But the California's going to lose all those jobs.
They are definitely going to lose. Because when Walmart left, when
Walgreens collapsed in California, and Walgreens collapsed. California.
It's like, but what about the jobs? What about the jobs? You should have thought of that before you did your stuff.
That California's saying, "Oh, we got all this small business growth." No, you don't. Those are all NGOs. They're not businesses. They're NGOs.
And it goes to show what happens when this is what happens when you hire Ivy League tight suit corporate shills versus the actual person who sees where this is heading and how to counteract it. As you said with Elon and the shareholders, they have his arm in a vice. Literally. They literally have him in the vice. And because that one shareholder, because remember, people, those are the actual people behind these corporations. Those are the actual people that you and I don't get to see. We only see the employee, the manager, and the GM. You don't see anybody above that. But depending on where you work, it's a different story. But it's those actual people behind there wearing the suits. And people wonder why the fun why McDonald's is no longer fun, and why it looks so soulless and corporate like. It's the guys in the suits. Burger King's
been sued. Yeah, Burger King's been sued about the appearance of its burgers. And I agree. The appearance of Burger King's burgers, they've shown the decline of the burger in America.
I remember how good it looked back in the late 2000s. I'm like, man, I want to go get one. But now it's like I can't even
progress, right? You had the bun, you had the beefcake, the 1-inch beefcake, and
so basically he
burger now it's like a slather, not even a slither of meat on it, And the cheese looks like.
So basically, it's the Temu version of the double triple bossy deluxe on a wrapped 4x4 animal style. Extra shingles with the shimmy and the squeeze. Like Axel Grease, make it cry.
Yeah.
Burn it and let it swim.
Where's that from?
It's from SpongeBob. It's Bubba Bass's order.
Okay, thank you. I was like, I know where this is from, but I don't remember.
Oh, you should see you should see the kitchen manager. Every time I did that to him, he's like, "We serve food here, you know that," because he gets the joke. I always love doing that to him. Every chance I get.
Hakeem Jeffries had another meltdown.
You mean Timu Obama?
That's why he's had a meltdown. Somebody in Congress called him Timu Obama.
That's hilarious.
He does. He does look like Obama without the charisma and everything. And remember, this is the same guy. This is the same guy who was on the floor at the Big Beautiful Bill for 8 hours. 8 hours on the floor, crying like a child.
He was literally the meme. You know, the one.
Hey, you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny, Apparition? That man put me to sleep. That man literally put me to sleep. I was out. And by the time I woke up, I'm like, oh, his speech is done. Oh, I look and I'm like, what? How long was I out? 8 hours.
Say goodbye to the Wall Street Journal. Say goodbye to the Wall Street Journal. Trump is suing them. Bye-bye.
When is the New York toilet paper going to get sued? Because that's what it is.
They distanced themselves from that story so fast.
Oh, they don't want another lawsuit because they don't.
Because they have. Remember, they were one of the first to be sued. They lost $20 million, and they have been very quiet ever since.
Also, remember, ladies and gentlemen, sure when you're out and about, be sure to grab your copy of the New York toilet paper because remember, it is paper and it's good to wipe your backside with it because you might need it in the case of emergencies.
Yeah, in New York, the way things are going, legitimate toilet, you'll be lining up for toilet paper.
Oh my god, I love trashing on the New York Times. I just love trashing on them. I'm tempted to literally spend hours just making a toilet paper roll out of that.
I'm glad Pascal has made some arrests. They might not be the ones we wanted, but at least he's made some arrests. And speaking of arrests, they've arrested the Mexican illegal. Remember the Democrats talking about kidnapping, people being kidnapped from the streets by masked ICE agents?
I think so.
Mexican illegal alien charged for orchestrating the kidnapping hoax.
Huh.
There's
Department
your cash
of Homeland
cow.
Security has charged the Mexican illegal alien who claimed that she was kidnapped by ICE and bounty hunters at gunpoint and held hostage. Her and her family held a press conference and raised money. Well, Juana Julia Palderas Calderon was never arrested or kidnapped by ICE. She scammed innocent Americans out of money, and limited DHS resources were moved into investigating her case, and activist media peddled her smears, and she now faces justice, and along with the media and politicians who enabled and swallowed her garbage. One of them is Karen Bass, the commie mayor of LA. Department of Homeland Security has said exactly what they're doing, what actions they're taking against Karen Bass, but Karen Bass apparently is running and hiding from the media who are asking questions about what did she know and when did she know that this was a hoax. There was video surveillance of this forced abduction and everything. And later, video surfaced of her walking in the main street of LA at night when she was supposedly kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good luck defending that case.
Right.
Video footage are in public at night. So they'll claim it's racist, of course, But man, there's stuff that wouldn't happen, and we know it wouldn't happen. But without the mainstream media, a lot of these hoaxes wouldn't get traction.
Oh
But
yeah, I'm sure.
HHS will sue the media over the hoax. I think, but you never know. You never know what they'll do. They might just cut them off. They'll suddenly find themselves without White House press passes, and if you can't cover the White House, well, there goes half your news, right? There goes your dismal ratings. Do you know there are now? It's now official that YouTube gets more. There are channels on YouTube that get more ratings than CNN.
Yeah. Hey, Tulsi Gabbard just came on Fox News 28 minutes ago and admitted that and confirmed with the American people that Obama and senior officials around him attempted a coup.
Yeah.
I guess that's why Obama was trending earlier.
Yeah, well, it started with his gay speech and then went to the stuff that I said when I looked at it. They were talking about him faking. Him, Comey, and Loretta Lynch were being read the report that there was no Russian interference, and they were all furious. So, yeah, it's a slowly unfolding story that they were looking to have. I don't think she said exactly how this coup was supposed to unfold, but basically they were going to seize Trump and basically go, yep, no, 2016 never happened. We move, because I don't know what would happen. What would happen? That's the part that nobody seems to know. What would happen if a candidate was arrested?
I don't know.
Yeah, treasonous conspiracy, according to Tulsi Gabbard. And that Comey, Loretta Lynch, and Obama are at the center of it. So Comey knew it was a lie. He was there when it was read to him. That Hillary's claims were a lie. So when Trump says Comey wrote the lie, I think they mean Comey's daughter wrote the lie. And then Comey was there when it was read, when the report was read out, that he was probably caught off guard because he was expecting the opposite. So somewhere someone did the world a favor and told the truth. But we don't know what's happened with the lawsuit, though. Carter Page, didn't he win his lawsuit?
I don't know if he did or not.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a lot of other people I would love to see get arrested. I don't think Peter Strzok got pardoned. I don't think him and Lisa.
I think those two got eventually got fired, but
I don't think they got pardoned either. I don't think they got pardoned.
No, I don't think he got pardoned either. But I think
so. What's stopping them from going after him?
Was 1,300 State Department officials losing their job over Burisma in Ukraine.
Yeah, that was something, and
that hurts because a lot of them aren't going to get their pension.
You will. What I saw, I saw Watchman Schultz on TV,
yeah, she
and
was fuming.
I damn near threw the bottle at the TV because how is that woman still walking? Why is she still walking free?
Because she threatened somebody live on TV. Remember the Democrat wing of the Teamster Union are still the majority in in some parts of Florida they still have control. Oh no!
What?
Belgian man found out that a French model online turned out to be a scammer. Oh no! What a shock! Has he never used Facebook before? Yeah, fake accounts.
Oh dang, dude! Felix Baumgarter. Remember the guy, the Australian skydiver, the base jumper, known for his 2012 October jump from a helium balloon at an altitude of 119,000 feet? Remember, it was like a set of world record?
Yeah.
All right, he passed away yesterday in a paragliding accident while flying over Porto Saint. I don't even know. It's somewhere in Italy.
Oh yeah, terrible.
Dang, man. Remember he flew up, like here's a picture of the capsule he was in. They put him in the capsule and it sent him up in a helium balloon. It was like 119,000 feet. Man. Estimated he reached a speed of 843 miles per hour. That's Mach 1.25.
Has yet to be confirmed, but they remember DB Cooper?
I think so.
The guy who hijacked the airline and disappeared jumping out of the back of an aircraft.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he did it 6 months later, but it never got reported that he did it a second time. And apparently he went to jail for that second hijacking, but never admitted to the first. Well, apparently, while looking for, apparently somebody went looking for military parachutes, found the military parachute, found the guy's jump record, and linked him to the DB Cooper case.
Nice.
But the FBI has said it's inconclusive because they need the money to seal the deal. So they've closed the case, but they're going to keep the evidence in case. And they have asked if anybody. Apparently, DB Cooper lost the money in the fall. But yeah, they have also looked at the children came forward after their mother died and admitted that she was on the flight when she said she wasn't, under an alias. Now, why would she be on both flights under an alias, but nowhere near home? Both times, both planes are hijacked. I mean, that's suspicious in itself, but not conclusive evidence that she was part of it.
Yeah.
But it shows you, and again, it comes down to why do some cases get solved and others don't? Well, it comes down to who testifies and when. You know, there's a lot of cases that get closed later on DNA, and they're catching up with a lot of cases now with DNA and what's called forensic genealogy. And it's really upsetting a lot of people that they can go through your genealogy records now, and basically all these people rushed out to get their DNA and on record and stuff. But at the end of the day, well, you know, the government, you know, they're, you know, you don't like it, you know, you want crime solved. Well, what do you want? You know, at the end of the day, it comes down, what do you want? Do you want crime solved or not? You know, and what really is interesting about the case is they brought up the Pinkertons, and the Pinkertons were actually forerunners in the fields of forensics, and that's what made them so successful. They were using, however, not genetics; they were using people's appearance. You know, they helped bring fingerprint identification to the United States. They used They helped create a system of identification of criminals, which still today is used by the FBI. You know, the photo kit and the wall of the wall of criminals, methodology, and all that stuff. And they apparently got so good at people's methodology, they could tell which banks were going to be hit by the crooks' methods and have them staked out beforehand.
Yeah.
But they were their own undoing. And what undid the Pinkertons was this getting involved in labour disputes and spying on the unions. But yeah, so people do seem to be very confused as to actually what they want, because while they want crime solved, when it comes to the actual methods, they start to things start to get unraveled. I think we're starting to run out of stories, though, unless you want to talk about them. Yeah. There aren't that many good stories out there. There's a lot of stories, and I find it great that they're solving all these past cases and, you know, bringing people to justice for various crimes. And again, I know people are very upset that Epstein is one of them. But again, that's the legal system. It is
right.
You can't make a deal and then break it. Okay, if the government breaks its word on the Epstein case, it will face a lot of legal challenges, and people will go after more and more cases. And again, it comes down to the fact that Epstein's victims chose to take the money, chose to sign agreements, and a lot of these models weren't underage. And Epstein was incorrectly charged. And the sex trafficking case was never laid out properly. When you bring a case like that, it has to be so detailed and so precise. And again, have you ever heard of a brothel raid where the brothel clients are arrested?
No.
There's a long-standing precedent where people involved, particularly in sex trafficking, it's just a matter of you don't have the resources to jail the clients, and the clients will only get off with soliciting a prostitute, which is not a very serious crime. Yeah, and the same with underage. I mean, sure, if you've got evidence, bring it. Because most of the accusations are unsubstantiated. They never were tested in court. And Maxwell is now filing a writ of habeas corpus. So the government now has to produce the evidence against her and have it re-examined by an independent body. And again, this is the legal system. And if you want it changed, you have to stop demanding the legal system bow to public pressure. You have to stop the media from reporting cases in public, because one of her appeals is the fact that she did not get a fair trial and had to move the venue and also double jeopardy. She's saying that she's already been prosecuted before and that she has a plea deal. And I think this is why Trump is so upset, is because they're landing Biden and Obama's mess on his lap, and he thought he was done with all these messes. He thought, you know, they had a deal with Ghislaine Maxwell, you know, the government doesn't decide who's arrested. The DOJ, who prosecuted, the DOJ officials who prosecuted, go after them. But you can't blame Trump for other people's messes. You know, he's gotten so much done, and yet people keep asking him about Epstein. Why? Because they know it'll make him upset. But according to most, this is the best presidency you've had, and that's it. You know, one of the president has basically come out and stood up to the Reserve Bank and said, no, you can't seize cryptocurrency. This goes back to the gold seizure. You know, the politicians, this is when, you know, the Democrat. Remember, in the 1920s, the Democrats collapsed the economy. Goldman Sachs came out and admitted that they lied about the debts and the state, and the Goldman Sachs went around buying up all the banks that collapsed. And they did it again by selling bad debts. The financial crisis in what was it, 92? Over the derivatives. They bet against it, They created the derivatives and said, oh, yes, we bet that these are going to collapse in 3 years. I don't know how these financial firms get away with this, but, when it comes to financial crimes in the United States, most people don't have the sophistication of financial knowledge to actually unravel these products and go, this is a scam, And it comes down to, again, this is why we have the Genius Act. And the Genius Act is going to revolutionize financial products and force greater transparency, hopefully. And hopefully we'll see less of these pump and dump schemes going on. I mean, you look at some financiers and how they made their money. I'm not going to say Warren Buffett's name and say that he made his money from pump and dump stocks.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, if I think we're running out of steam, if you want to jump off, we can do that. I think we'll.
Oh, I was going to ask, you've got a game, or you want to?
Yeah, I've already set up for it, and I sent the email out a little while ago.
Good. Have you? You want to tell us what this game is, or you want?
Yeah, it's start. Let's see. Yeah, I've already put it up on YouTube. It's ready to rock and roll. It's Gears of War 5.
Okay.
So, and I did purchase Red Dead Redemption 2 for PC. Mm-hmm. So now we will be able to play it. We will play it. We will play it, and it'll in all of its glorious glory. So we'll
did you get one with it or not?
No, I didn't get that one. I got because it was only $20. It was only it was $19 for number 2. It was on sale, 75% off.
Yeah.
No. It was $20. So I figured I got it, and I don't know. We can
remake.
Yeah, we can jump into. We can find number 1 somewhere.
Yeah, I know it's.
Because I've never played it. I never played it, so I was kind of hesitant to spend the money on it.
Yeah.
So, but I know how much I love Red Dead 2. So.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like 1, and they like 2, but they like 2.
Yeah.
I think if you played 2 well and paid enough attention, you know the story of 1. You know what he does.
Oh, yeah.
You know how it ends. It's very predictable story. If you play 2, 1's too predictable.
Yep. And we'll play, we're going to be playing, I do think I'm going to pre-order GTA 6 when it's available. I thought about it. Do what?
Yeah, isn't it coming July next year?
I think so.
Yeah.
It should be.
It's supposed to be this month.
Yeah, I was thinking it was either going to be July or August.
Yeah, I think it was going to be the 25th of this month, but they pushed it back a year.
Yeah. But the pre-orders are available, I think either this month or next month.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. But we'll be live tomorrow. Same GTA or not GTA. Same video game time, same video game channel. It'll be a good time.
Yes.
So anything else y'all want to add?
Well, Fox has outmaneuvered everybody and has become the number 1 news channel on YouTube after the collapse of CNN. And nobody's surprised that CNN has collapsed. So I think in the next couple of months, we're going to see a lot of lawsuits. We're going to have a lot to talk about, I think, in the next coming months. Good.
Yeah, we should have quite a bit of new stuff to talk about. So
yeah,
stay tuned and come hang out with us. We'll be live. We're always live Friday nights. Next week might be hit or miss. I don't know.
Well, just keep me updated.
We'll play it by ear because it'll definitely be late. Shout out to Rumble. You guys might not be live next week. We definitely won't be playing Coffee and Gaming next week. There may be a pop-up Coffee and Gaming my Thursday morning, which might be Thursday evening for David, I think.
And last but not least, I launched my 4th book.
Yeah.
Oh, you launched it.
So check out all the links down below.
Yeah, I put it in. Yeah, it went live this morning. It went live an hour ago.
I did see. I saw that. Yep, I saw that.
Yeah, went live an hour ago. Went through all the approval processes. I did have some trouble getting it launched because I made my villain too villainous. Okay, he tore apart somebody and literally with his bare hands, and Amazon didn't like that, so I just had to cut it off at the point where he started ripping somebody's guts open. Had to cut it off.
Gotcha.
It's so funny how David has his 4th book out, yet George R.R. Martin doesn't have his.
Oh, I'm not the only one rubbing salt on Martin's wounds. But I know the truth, George. You gave the notes to your book, and people didn't like your ending to Game of Thrones, and you had a hissy fit.
Yeah,
you're still not over it.
All right, guys. Well, let's get out of here, and we'll be back bright and early in the morning. So you guys have a great day. Take care, and we'll see you next.
Goodbye. Bye.
Good day, sir.
Later, dudes.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Hell, I got to go.
Peace out.
Burn in hell, New World Order. Fuck you. You, New World Order. You, Bill Gates.
I love you. You gotta do better than that.